Well, okay, here we go. So, listen, everybody. The Alibaba reported this morning. To my surprise, I didn't know they were going to report. Now, here's what happens with Alibaba typically. Typically, they'll say, "Well, we're going to report on this day," and then they're going to delay it and delay it and delay it and it just keeps getting delayed. But they reported, and I am shocked. I am literally shocked by the number. We also have out there the UK raised interest rates, the highest bump in, I think it's 30 years. I think it's 30 years, the biggest bump. They raised it 50 basis points, and they said a recession is coming, and the recession is going to last something like through 2025. We're going to have to look into that one a little bit. What else do we have out there? You know, it's just a lot of different things. The initial jobless claims came out. They're talking about these jobless numbers. Listen, talking about these jobless numbers, I'm going to tell you right now. I spoke to somebody yesterday who runs a business. They employ, about 100 people. They can't find anybody to work for them. And I said to them, so every morning on the morning show, not every morning, but anytime that I talk about the unemployment, I say, this can't be true. We cannot have a strong labor market. Am I wrong in saying this? And this guy doesn't watch the show. He has no opinion of being biased one way or the other. He just runs his business. And I said, am I crazy for saying that this is not a strong labor market? He said, we cannot find people to work. People are not wanting to come to work because they don't have to. And I said, so when I see the unemployment number sitting at whatever it is, 3.5%, I am correct in saying that unemployment number comes from people that are actively seeking jobs. If people aren't actively seeking a job, you're no longer included in the unemployment number. So all of those people that are not looking for a job anymore or decided to just not come back to the labor force, especially in the restaurant and hospitality industry, we have some 600,000 jobs that are not going to come back. Well, they will come back, are not back right now compared to what they were pre-pandemic. So this is where they keep saying and I'm going to talk about the inflation number, 3.5% unemployment. Yeah. So I'm going to pull up a very interesting montage that I saw. Somebody actually in the Bid and Ask Nation sent it to me. I'm going to play it on the show in a little while. But first, I want to look at this Alibaba stuff, because if there's 1 day per year, well, technically 4 days per year, where you can ask me about Alibaba and I'm not going to give you the old answer of, why are we talking about this? Nothing's changed. Today, we can talk about it. Maybe things have changed, but we'll move on from there. I did say that Baba was going to go to the moon yesterday, and it's to the moon. So does that make me a Svengali? It sure does. Okay, let's pull up a story about Baba. Let's see. All right, let's get this going. Let's get you guys up here, and let's move forward. Okay, I bet you Baba. Okay, here's Alibaba. Alibaba shares jump 7% after quarterly earnings beat expectation. I'm going to tell you why I thought this was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking because I expected negative growth. I expected negative profits. I expected negative userships. And why did I expect that? Because China was shut down, especially Shanghai. Shanghai was shut down for the majority of the second quarter. And I mean, where are you supposed to get the numbers from? Now, with that being said, you would have thought that you may have seen stay-at-home stuff increase. Although I don't know how their stay-at-home stuff works compared to our stay-at-home stuff. You know what I mean? As far as computers go, working from home, etc. So let's get into some numbers. Revenue came in. Remember, this is the largest company in China. Revenue came in at, and I didn't convert this, frankly, whatever, 205.5 billion Chinese yuan, equivalent of 30.68 billion. Then they wrote 200 versus the analyst expectations of 203.19 billion yuan. They forgot to put the dollar amount there. Remaining flat year over year, fine. I'm actually shocked by that. Absolutely shocked by that, because I didn't think I mean, when you think about it conceptually, they shut down one of the biggest cities there, and they had a lot of this COVID increasing. So how can they continue to drive revenue? They did a great job. Cool. Earnings per American depository share, 11.73 Chinese yuan versus an expected 10.39, down 29% year on year. Again, that's kind of what I was expecting throughout. Net income increased 22.73 billion yuan versus 18.72 billion yuan expected. Despite Alibaba beating earnings, it's the first time that the company has posted flat growth in history. Can we go through something real quick? Look at me. Look at this. First time the company has posted flat growth in history. It literally took shutting down the country and one of the biggest cities in China for this thing to have flat growth. Not negative growth, flat growth. Think about that for a second, but that's okay. It's a dead company. In the quarter, Alibaba faced a number of headwinds, including resurgence of COVID in China, and that led to major cities such as the financial metropolis of Shanghai being locked down. That led to a sluggish Chinese economy in the second quarter of the year. Following a relatively slow April and May, we saw signs of recovery across our businesses in June, said the CEO of Alibaba. More than a year, so this is another issue that we're still going through this. More than a year and a half of this crackdown on the tech sector over in China. I don't know what's going on with that. I have no clue what's going on with that. It's a never-ending saga. Analysts expect growth to pick up in the coming months. I mean, it's shown in the June month. I mean, April and May were bad because of shutdown. It picked up in June. There you go. Now here's this more focus. This marketplace, Taobao. This is, I guess, this almost reminds me of something that they're trying to do with Amazon, but it looks like they're trying to go at Amazon and not spend as much as Amazon did as far as expanding into different areas like their grocery stores and whatnot. Marketplace Taobao declined 1% year on year to 141.93 billion yuan. That was mainly due to a 10% fall in customer management revenue. CMR is revenue Alibaba gets from services such as marketing that the company sells to merchants on its Taobao and Tmall e-commerce platforms. Now, here we go. There were increased order cancellations due to the impact of COVID resurgence and restrictions that resulted in supply chain and logistics disruptions in April and most of May. Alibaba has also been trying to expand revenue and users for its discounting platform called Taobao Deals and grocery and fresh food. So the fresh food stuff is going to be, this is interesting because it's going to be costly, but let's see if they can keep costs down in comparison to Amazon, I guess. I mean, Amazon's just spending and spending. Investors have been watching Alibaba to see if they can keep costs under control while growing these businesses. They have significantly narrowed their year-over-year losses, as well as quarter-over-quarter, driven by optimizing spending and user acquisition, as well as improving average spending of active consumers. Cloud business is going to be big. Remember, Microsoft is doing it. Amazon is doing it. All of these big cloud companies, Apple's doing it, except they're pretty much irrelevant in the space unless you have an iPhone. While cloud computing is just 9% of Alibaba's overall revenue, it is seen as an important part of the future growth and profitability. Absolutely. Alibaba posted cloud computing revenue of 17.68 billion yuan in the June quarter, up 10% year on year. But that was a slowdown from the 12% year on year revenue growth seen in the March quarter and the 29% rise seen in the same period last year. The Chinese government crackdowns on their online space are going to be something. So let's see what happens with them going forward. But I will say, impressive earnings report for the situation. This is from July 26th. Talked about it on the show before, but I just want to remind you, the saga continues. They want to list over there on the Hong Kong exchange, but they want to be on the United States exchange as well, or they might delist from the United States exchange. So let's let the saga continue here with Alibaba. But Comments, questions, concerns about Baba. This is your chance 4 times a year to talk about it, and I will actually talk back to you about it. So send the questions over. I can't wait to read some of these comments. Okay, let's start with here. Baba is the most resilient stock on the market. Well, that's just fake news. Manipulated numbers. Tmall was shut down in Shanghai. Let's see. Got out of Baba with a slight gain. Feel much better overall. There you go. Baba exists outside of the matrix, and that's why it never declines. Munger sold half of his holdings, and I have read a lot about this. Munger did sell that for tax harvesting purposes. Not confirmed, but that's the big consensus. My Baba jumped to resistance and may settle down. Let's see here. Let's keep going with the Baba stuff. Baba to 160 end of year. Isn't there always a crackdown in China? Taobao. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Is Baba a stock to buy? No concerns, just buy more. Baba flagpole, Baba's Adirondack, Baba to the sun. Finally, somebody's talking about farther than the moon. Don't understand why it's less than 2017 prices. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Looks like free cash flow decline. Did they expect that? Are they making investments back into themselves, share buybacks, etc.? Dalton, that's definitely something that we're going to need to look into because it is important. Absolutely important. All right. If you guys have any more, we can talk about it right after we hit some other news, but can we switch to another stock? Alibaba was covered enough today. No. Adam, Alibaba has been covered enough for multiple centuries by Everything Money, but the people want it, so look, I'm here to serve the people. Let's get to something more fun. Where should I go? Should we talk about this FIFA thing? This whole video game industry is wild to me, but look at this. So I guess EA Sports is losing FIFA. I don't know how much money they generate from it, but nobody else is going to pick up FIFA. FIFA's not going to sign a license agreement with anybody, so FIFA, for those of you sports people out there that play the FIFA soccer game, you're dead. All right. Bank of England increases interest rate hike. The biggest increase in 27 years. They predict that a recession is going to come and it's going to be a long one. So let's see what happened over there. Those of you that are in the UK, I know Simon is over there and I know a lot of people over there. I just know Simon off the top of my head. What is the deal that's happening over there? Also, this is the 6th rate hike in a row, and they're still sitting at a basis of a fund. I don't know what they call it. The bank. What do they call this? Interest rate hike. I don't know what they call it. We call it the Fed funds rate. I don't know what they call it over there, but it's only at 1.75, which is, so they've just been doing quarter points. But the Bank of England on Thursday hiked interest rates by 50 basis points. Guys, I think we need to start looking at these other countries to see the disasters that they're going through. I mean, everybody's saying recession except for the United States. I'm going to pull up a labor story right after this one, and then I'm going to pull up that montage I was telling you about. So here we go. The largest increase since 1995 and projected UK's longest recession since the global financial crisis that was in 2008. The 6th consecutive increase takes borrowing costs to 1.75. The Monetary Policy Committee voted by a majority of 8-1. Who was the one? Should we test their credibility? Who was the one? Historic. Yeah. Okay. That largely reflects, and you're doubling. Oh yeah. Look at this. So when we're talking about inflation, that nearly reflects a doubling in wholesale gas prices since May. Holy moly, guys! I know. So any UK people that are out there, can you please tell me Bank of England base rate? Thank you very much, Simon. Can you tell me, because I know it costs more to live in England, more to live in the UK, more to live in London, wherever you're at in that region. How is it over there right now? I mean, gas price is about $8 a gallon in the UK. That's something I was looking for, Tom. Oh my goodness. The bank now expects headline inflation to peak at 13.3% in October and to remain elevated throughout March of 2023 before falling to its 2% target in 2025. Hey, at least somebody has a realistic target. Recession coming. Banks issued a dire outlook for the economic growth, suggesting that the latest gas price rise has led to another significant deterioration in the outlook of activity in the UK and the rest of Europe. The MPC now projects that the UK will enter a recession from the fourth quarter of 2022, and that recession will last 5 quarters as real household post-tax income falls sharply in 2022 and 23, and consumption begins to contract. Growth thereafter is weak by historic standards. That contraction in output and weak growth outlook beyond the predominantly. Why can't our politicians, not politicians, the Fed's not politician. Why can't they just speak like this over here? Instead of giving us all this nonsense about speaking of nonsense, let's go to this story. Where's the interwebs? All right, listen to this. So I'm going to put this up. Let's get this going. Megyn Kelly show, not a fan, but that's Peter Schiff right there. For those of you who don't know, but listen to this. Has nothing to do with Megyn Kelly or Peter Schiff. It's just a little compilation or montage that was put together. Listen to this thing about what they're saying about our not being in a recession. The literal technical definition of a recession is what? 2 consecutive quarters of contracting GDP. And now they're spinning this to say it's not. So what was the word that I called it the other day? A snack break or something? Listen.
I mean, if the technical definition is 2 quarters of contraction, you're saying that's not a recession?
That's not the technical definition.
2 negative quarters of GDP growth is not the technical definition of recession.
You know, the idea that 2 quarters of negative GDP growth is a technical definition of a recession is wrong.
How is that not redefining recession?
Because that's not the definition.
What we're seeing is that we are in a transition.
We've entered a new phase in our recovery.
Virtually nothing signals that this period in the second quarter is recessionary.
That doesn't sound like a recession to me.
Okay, so Janet Yellen is hot. Shake up, that's the word I was looking for. So we're not in a recession according to literally everybody out there. Is this not the most incredible thing you've seen? I mean, it truly just melts my brain of what we're doing here. So the confusing jobs market. So let's go to the tech sector and talk about jobs, because everything that they're relying on is based on the labor market. Absolutely based on the labor market. And here you go. People are asking for the link. It starts at 1 minute. It ends at, let's see. I haven't watched the entire video, but it starts at 1 minute, ends at 1 minute, 33 seconds. That's just the montage that Megyn Kelly's staff put together for her. So the confusing job market, tech and finance brace for the worst. Retail is mixed. Travel can't hire fast enough. So here we go. It wasn't long ago that Shopify, Amazon, Peloton doubled their workforces to make it through the pandemic surge, while Morgan Stanley staffed up to record level of IPOs, mortgage lenders, and headcount as rock bottom rates led to the refinancing boom. Let's see. Hold on, I wanted to see this. Just reading some of your comments. Companies that hired like crazy in 2020 and 2021 meet customer demand and are being forced to make sweeping cuts or impose hiring freezes. Stock trading app Robinhood, we talked about this yesterday. Crypto exchange Coinbase, we talked about this yesterday, has laid off 1,000 jobs. Robinhood laid off 23% of their workforce. After instituting mass layoffs early in the pandemic, this was airlines and hotels and such, restaurants, they can't hire quickly enough to satisfy demand. So let's keep going. Gross domestic product has fallen 2 straight quarters, not a recession, hitting a widely accepted rule of thumb for a recession, though National Bureau of Economic Research hasn't yet made that declaration. I don't understand how, but that's okay. They've been changing a lot of definitions lately. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Look at this. That was never more evident than in November, when electric vehicle maker Rivian went public on almost no revenue and quickly reached a market cap of over $150 billion. That same day, Bitcoin touched 69,000. Since then, Bitcoin is off by 2/3. Rivian has lost 80% of its value. In July, the car company started layoffs of about 6% of its workforce. I almost said workhorse because I got EVs on the brain. Rivian headcount almost quintupled to around 14,000. Jeez. That's a workforce. That's a workforce right there. My goodness. Amazon reduced its headcount by 99,000 people to 1.52 million employees at the end of the second quarter after almost doubling in size during the pandemic. Let's see. Facebook expanded to about 60% during the pandemic, and now they're cutting like crazy. He said this is a period that demands more intensity, and I expect to get more done with fewer resources. Look at these numbers. This is wild. Amazon, end of 2019, 798,000 employees. End of 2021, 1.61 million, 102% increase. Shopify doubled, 5,000 to 10,000. Meta up 60%, 45,000 to 72,000. Tesla doubled, more than doubled, 48,000 to 99.3 thousand. And Elon said that he's going to be trimming that space, that workforce. Actually, he didn't really say that. He said he's going to cut about 1%, but everybody out in the media made it sound like he's just cutting salaried workers to being employed workers. That helps explain, look at this one, why the biggest banks, 6 biggest banks, hired 59,757 employees from the start of 2020 to mid-2022. Morgan Stanley increased 29%. Goldman Sachs increased 22%. Citigroup 15%. And now they're all doing layoffs. It's an incredible thing to see. I don't think I highlighted anything else in here. No, I did not. It's really incredible to see. Guys, what are you seeing out there? You guys are out there every day. What do you see out there with the market, the labor market that you experience every day? What do your employees have to say? What do you as employees have to say? Walmart lays off corporate employees after slashing forecasts. So last week, was the last week or the week before, Walmart had some pretty bad news that came out that shed reverberations throughout the entire retail sector. And now Walmart has begun to lay off corporate employees. They are slashing profit outlook. They are worried about the shoppers changing, consumers changing, restructuring. So this is something that is actually quite surprising. You don't typically see this from a company like Walmart. Guys, smash the like button for me. It's unclear whether Walmart has also slowed its pace of hiring its stores and warehouses, which would allow attrition to shrink the workforce. The company will report its quarterly earnings on August 16th, which is 12 days from now, and it will likely provide an update on the overall headcount. So I guess that's not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday that we'll get that information from Walmart. Let's see here. Okay. What did I wanted to say something else. There was something I wanted to say. I'm in the software. Okay, let me read this. I'm in the software industry. This is from KP. Current company is freezing hiring. Previous company laid off 15%. Sheesh. It depends where you live in the United States. It could be extremely expensive in different places. Yeah, we can't find anyone at our work. No one's applying. So it's funny over here. We're getting a lot of people to apply. I have a family member who's been applying and is not getting hired, but I think she's looking in all the wrong places. So that is that. I believe Amazon will experience many layoffs as their sales take a hit. Yeah, and especially because they're spending and spending and spending. Let's see. Mo, should I quit medicine and join the bid and ask? I did. All right. Guys, follow me on Instagram, by the way, at TraderMo_EM. I'm going to do some fun stuff on there in the coming weeks, months, whatever. We're going to get rolling with that one. So, and I do have a giveaway. I've decided on the giveaway. I told you that. I'm too lazy to walk in the basement and go and put it together. So don't worry. It's coming. At TraderMo_EM. Make sure you follow me and you'll get free stuff. Businesses feel the economy is weakening despite the strong data. So if you start going and looking at these surveys, on Wednesday, the Institute for Supply Management released, have we turned into the most depressing show? Let me ask you a question. Is this the most depressing show out there, or am I just telling you the truth and not being like, hey, this stock is going to the moon. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Hey, this and that. I just pull the news. I don't create this news. I'm just reading the news. But God, I just look at all this stuff and it's just like, what the hell is going on? Maybe I need to start going to tmz.com and seeing what's going on there. You know what? Why don't we take a break right now? Because I'm going to get super depressed if I keep going with this. So let's go to tmz.com and see what's going on. All right, I can't take this anymore. Chuck E. Cheese, mom of snubbed kid ramping to sue. Okay. Oh boy. All right. So the kid all right. Let's go to the next story. What is this? Post Malone, gaming for charity, raises over $200,000. Well, that's nice. That is an awesome head thing. All right. What else do we have? Chris Brown is the true king of pop, and here's a $200,000 chain to prove it. Oh, I don't know about that, but okay. Let's see. What's next? Prison life ain't nothing. Oh, this is an interesting one. So this is that kid from that cheerleading show on Netflix who was apparently doing inappropriate things with children. So that's cool. Joy, I have no idea who this is. All right, skip. What is this? Fourth fight with, I don't know who this is either. You UFC fans are probably wanting to kill me right now, but I don't know. Okay, TMZ is just as boring as the other news. So let's go back to the other news. What was that story that I was doing on businesses feel the kind? On Wednesday, the Institute of Supply Management released its latest survey on business activity and services sector. The closely watched report showed the activity in the sector, which accounts for 80% of GDP growth, expanded at an accelerated rate in July. Okay, they can feel the economy weakening. An executive in the support business told the ISM clients are making appropriate moves in anticipation for the recession, holding steady, but some headwinds are definitely ahead of the economic front. However, supply chain issues seem to be easing, still not great. Does anybody see supply chain issues easing? Because I don't see that one single bit. I don't see that anywhere. This is like when Janet Yellen came out there and she said, we don't need to worry about supply chain because they're just going to fix themselves. What? EM never talks about the energy sector. Yeah, because we don't know anything about the energy sector. Simple as that. We also don't talk about the insurance sector. We also don't talk about the banking sector. We also don't talk about energy, insurance, utilities sector. So there you go. Employment, we're the only of the three. Staying power for consumers will eventually run out, but the July ISM service data will further support our view that the service sector activity will hold up well in the near term. Okay, sounds good. What's this? US economic. So the jobs number comes out next week. Or is it Friday? Is the jobs number on Friday, guys? Can somebody please let me know? Is the jobs number on Friday? I would really like to know that one. Let's go to Lucid. So poor Lucid. Remember what market cap did Lucid get to? Was it like 100 billion, 100 plus billion, something like that? What did the Lucid market cap get to? Because right now, this extremely disruptive, fantastic, amazing company that has $0 and basically zero cars. Jeff, I love you, Mom. Up 20. Jeff, I'm going to be honest with you, Jeff. I'm going to deviate right here from the Lucid story. Jeff, I don't. Energy to me is very geopolitical. It's everything. It's just I cannot conceptualize energy in my head. Maybe I'm making it too complicated. But I don't know. I think, Jeff, I wish I could help you, but I can't. Lucid is a joke. Yes, Lucid is a joke, and they just keep blaming supply chain. I find it funny because every other car company is perfectly fine. Not perfectly fine, but getting on, except for this one. So look at this, Lucid. They cut production again. The company said it now has over 37,000 reservations. It delivered just 679 cars in the second quarter. They expect it to build between 12,000 and 14,000 vehicles, down from their original forecast of 20,000. But now they expect to be going at a total of 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles in 2022. Sad. Revenue of $97.3 million. And of course, they don't have a profit. So, because that would just, how are you going to have a profit? Let's see. Lucid is a top stock today. They are so we have a $34 billion market cap that from a company that does $97 million in revenue. And that is really cool. So perfect. This is exactly what we need. Also, follow up. Lucid said in April that Saudi Arabia's government has agreed to buy up 100,000 of its vehicles over the next 10 years. For you golf fans out there, everything that's going on with the Live Tour. Why is nobody going after Lucid for accepting blood money and doing deals with these bloodthirsty Saudi Arabian people? Why is it only the golfers that are going to the Live Tour? Why is there no double standard? There's no such thing. Lucid has a $4.6 billion cash and cash equivalents at the end of the second quarter, down from $5.4 billion at the end of March, but enough to fund operations well into 2023. Congrats. Fed proposes requiring refunds for travelers. This is actually probably something that a lot of people like, because these credits, does anybody ever use their credits? I mean, I try to use them, but geez, they just keep expiring because I forget about them, especially if you get it on an airline that you don't fly frequently. The Transportation Department is proposing to require airlines to offer passengers refunds, not credits, not flight credits, if their flight is changed changed significantly or the airline makes a major change. So here it is. Changes by 3 hours or more for domestic flights or 6 hours or more for international flights. Refunds would also be due if the airline changes the passenger's departure or arrival airport, adds stops in their itinerary, or causes a significant downgrade in the travel experience by switching to a different type of plane. The rule would even apply for travelers who buy non-refundable tickets. The proposal comes after the department was flooded with complaints by passengers whose flights were canceled or changed, who were afraid to fly during the months of the pandemic, and who couldn't get refunds. Look at this number right here. Consumer complaints filed with the Department of Transportation rose nearly sevenfold from 2020, and 87% were about refunds. 87% were about refunds. So that's what happens when you bombard them. All right. Do we want to do this story? Fed funds rate expectations are misguided. Former Fed person said, I do want to do this story. Randy Krosner. With declining expectations and lower GDP growth, some investors anticipate the Fed funds rate may be dovish. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that now we're going to start getting to the point where the Fed is going to start getting dovish. This is their word, dovish and hawkish. Dovish meaning that they're going to lighten up on raising interest rates, lighten up on quantitative tightening, lighten up on all these things because everything's okay. Doesn't make any sense, but that's the direction that things are going. I think this is what Krosner said. I think rate cut expectations are misguided. And I think that speakers who have come out and who have given very consistent view that it ain't going to happen, or at least that's not what they expect to happen. James Bullard came out on Monday and said, was it Monday? Was it Tuesday? I don't know. He came out and he said that they were not going to start being dovish on different things. They're not going to turn down for what anytime soon. They'll keep them raised because they need to make sure inflation comes down and inflation expectations stay down, because that was one of the things the Fed got wrong back in the late 1970s. Inflation came up. They started to raise rates. Inflation came down a bit. They tried to bring the rates down, and boom. Unemployment. The Fed reports that they don't think unemployment will go above 4%. I don't think that works, because you can't raise rates so much, have so many negative shocks coming in the economy, and only get unemployment up slightly above over their long-term average. I think it will go higher than that. I think it's going to be above 6%. And frankly, I think you should be looking at the underemployment rate right now, which is, I think it's above 7%, but I haven't checked in about a month. There are signs the labor market is slowing. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, job openings and job labor turnover, the JOLTS report, 605,000 fewer job openings and fewer hires in June than May. BLS report jobs. Okay, so jobs report is coming out on Friday, and we'll see what happens from there. So hang on to your bippy, and we will we'll prepare for the stock market to go up 4 billion points on Friday. Let's see what the market's doing. Dow's down a touch. NASDAQ, that's pretty much flat. Let's look at the interest rates. 2.43 on the 3-month, 2.71 on the 10-year. 2-year is still well inverted on the 10-year, which also, can we just make one more point here? I just need to make one more point here, because this is something that the media freaks out about, the Fed freaks out about, everybody freaks out about it, and now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Every time the 2-year and the 10-year invert, what do they say is going to happen? A recession is imminent in the next 6 to 12 months. Well, this has been inverted for quite some time. And what? No more recession. So let's throw that definition out the door as well. Okay, let's see what reports today. Obviously, we had Alibaba, which is up about 5% right now. AMC Also up, Virgin, After the Bell, anything worthwhile, Ocugen, Donkey Kong. All right, anything next week? Let's just check in next week because it seems like earnings season is coming to a slowdown now. And let's see, why isn't this not working? There we go. Oh, Palantir on Monday. God bless you. Workhorse on Tuesday. God bless you. Wednesday is going to be Disney, so you have a little something there. Rivian Thursday. So that's pretty much it for earnings season with the exception of a few different areas. And that's that. Okay, let's see what you guys got. Let's see here. The economy will slow down with these rates. The economy should slow down with these rates. That's the intention. It's funny how every time Powell says something positive, articles come out a few days later and backtrack what he said. Yeah, you're right. Yesterday, asked you about coin. I'm in. I think it will need to be the next move. Yeah, ask me in the bid and ask. Elad, I know you're in the bid and ask. Paramount down because the streamers are out fewer. PGA equals monopoly. Yeah. Well, that's why they're having all of these issues going at them. Day trade Baba. Look, you can absolutely day trade Alibaba. I think it's a great decision for you to go and day trade Alibaba today. But it depends how big the whipsaw is. Make sure you're using stops because you need some stops in place. I think Square reports today. If Square does report today, then that's cool. Another great stock to day trade. They're a great stock to trade on a regular basis because their movement is absolutely bonkers. So that's that. I don't usually. Oh, by the way, this is something cool. Another Tesla being given away right here. Another Tesla being given away. Yeah, 250,000 subscribers. So join, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Here, this is how you join the bid and ask. I never promote this anymore. I really should. Click join EM, everythingmoney.com. Come in, join it. $79 a month if you want to learn how to trade. We talk about value. We talk about all different things. Let's see what we have here. I feel like the move around now is to stack cash and wait. Yeah. Wait. How do we get the Tesla? Go and look at the form on the website. It's the banner on the website. So here, let me log in for you. Okay. Disclaimer. There you go. Click that. You'll be entered to win. You can also click Tesla giveaway. Oh, I'm not on the screen. Here you go. Right here. 250,000. You can click on it, watch the video, click Tesla giveaway here in the bottom screen. Yeah, I mean, guys, you get so much when you join Everything Money. Is it? I don't know. Here you go. $79 a month puts you in the bid and ask nation. Did Seth do a video for the giveaway? You guys want to watch a video? We'll watch the first few seconds of it because it's actually absolutely hysterical. But let's pull it up here. God, we got to do something about this. All right. Let's click here and let's pause. Okay, there we go. Let's get this off the screen. All right. You ready? Here we go.
What Paul and Mo have said about Tesla and its extreme overvaluation.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
I was very sad to see that because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough.
So you think Paul should give away another Tesla?
So they're hoping they would.
All right, let's do it.
For the third time ever.
Oh boy, so there it is. Another Tesla is going to be given away. Seth did an interview with Elon Musk, obviously, and that was sick. So that is that. And Mo, can you actually do some live day? Yeah, Tom. So I mean, that's what the videos are out there for on YouTube. There's plenty out there. The problem is I can't sit here and do a live day trade because it's going to take forever to. I mean, we could be in a day trade for 45 minutes. I can't sit here and do one day trade for 45 minutes, unfortunately. But Tom, sign up. There's so many people you can ask, and that's it. Jeff, thank you very much. Honk honk. For those of you that are, how do I say this lightly? without offending people, because I offended people on Monday. Do I apologize for it? Absolutely not. So to those of you that don't get it, that was not a real interview with Elon Musk. So Seth he edited that and it was sarcasm. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that that was not a real interview. So if you don't have to write in the comments that was not actually an interview. We know. We get it. We get it. Okay, that's it. That's it. All right. The other day, it like literally melted the internet and people were like, wait a second, what? With the Baba video live, Steven. I love it. I love it, Steven. All right. That's the only thing, Seth. Oh my God. And speaking of which, guys, the clout chasers are out in full force. The clout chasers are out in full force, messaging me to come and do. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. Okay. Will the Tesla be red? You sprung for paint. How can I join from the Netherlands? John, great question. Just come on over. Oh, actually, so you can go to everythingmoney.com, or if it suits you better because of the payment or however that works, you can go through Patreon. You can go through our Patreon and sign up that way. So, Mo, is the live stream live or is the live in the past? Great question. Great question. All right, let's see. All right, Tom. Tom, you want to see a day trade here? Let's bore the audience, Tom, all for you. Let's get a lot of people to go away. And you give me a day trade, Tom. Let's do it. I will sacrifice my audience and everybody's going to start dropping off just so we can have one person, Tom, be satisfied. So, Tom, what do you want to see here? Do you know the rules? I'll explain to you the rules first. So let's look at Baba, for example. What we want to see here for day trade. Now, Tom, this is day trading, okay? Remember, this is day trading. We need to be in our quote-unquote sweet spot. That's what I call it. If you're going long, you need to be in this area, above this red line, anywhere between 80 and 100. If you're going short, which I'm looking to do right now with Alibaba, we need to be somewhere between 20 and 0, okay? Okay? Tom. Oh, it's the best. Okay, so let's find another. So that's our rules. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can't see. Damn it, Tom. All right, let's not see the screen. So let me do that one more time. Tom, here we go. Above, in the sweet spot, above 80 and 20. Okay, above 80 and 20, and then below for a short between 0 and 20. And I'm sorry, 80 and 100, 0 and 20. And what I'm looking for here, Tom, to go short, we need these engulfing candlesticks coming down. And then, of course, to go up, we would need to be in this area up here. We would need to see engulfing candlesticks going up, trend going up. So let's actually find a day trading stock. Any day traders out there, can you please give me I'm in coin now. Let's see. No. Can somebody give me a stock that is somewhat of a day trade? Somewhat of a day trade right now. AbbVie, no. Yesterday I asked you about coin. Okay, so nobody's giving me a day trade, so this is sick. Ford, no. AbbVie, no. Square, no. Kind of, but no. MQ, Cytodine. Cytodine. All right, so here we might have something. I don't know what this MQ is, but what we're looking for is to be between 20 and 0, somewhere in this range. Stochastic is coming down nicely. We're paying attention to the red line, of course, and we're waiting for these engulfing candlesticks. So we really need this thing to push down and engulf down. And then the subsequent candle in the 10 o'clock hour, something like this. That's exactly what we need to happen. So listen, I can't find you a day trade right now. I searched. I ruined my audience for you. So come and join. Pay the $79 a month. Don't be cheap, and you'll make a hell of a lot more than $79 a month. I promise you that. Well, if you stick to the rules like everybody else does. But all right, let's see. Check that volume. Amen, bro. See, we got people chiming in. Check that volume. All right, next. XOM. We haven't looked at oil in a while, so let's look at XOM. I want to look at XOM. Let's see. So XOM. Here's the nice thing about XOM. You are in a downtrend right now, but you're holding really tightly. And even if you look back here, we had this big dip of oil for a couple days here in July, right? But even with that little dip right there, it sprung up there and it sprung up there and it sprung up to about the 100-day moving average, right? This 100-day moving average / 25-day moving average, but more than 100, is playing like a magnet, an absolute magnet. So anytime it falls back down, it pulls right back up to it. So I don't expect this to fall very much below. And if it does, I expect a rebound. Now, here's the thing. If oil just tanks, well, this is just going to tank. If oil just surges, this is absolutely going to surge like it did before. So right now, looking at this, you've created some wicked ugly face patterns in here that are just going to eventually come down here. But again, like somebody mentioned earlier in the show, oil is a very geopolitical area, and it's going to be very tough to maintain over a very long time. I'm up 30% on ASML. Let's see, ASML. Wow, great run. And actually, it's a great run, and you're not even in the sweet spot long term. This has just been a hell of a swing trade. So great looking swing trade. You're going to face a lot of support here at this 100-day moving average. So you have a really nice step stool right there to sit on. So pay attention to it. Pay attention to this volume. I expect you might get a little bit of a down day / neutral day today, just right around here. I'll probably just hang right there because you're paying a dividend. Cash is coming out of the business. So that's that for that. All right, guys. That's it for today. I'm going to get out of here. Hang on here, Bippy. Catch you on the flippity flop. Peace.